You can't do it this way. You can't send cold traffic and expect people to buy stuff. You can't make a living off a $27 ebook. And I'm doing it, man. And I'm so happy about it.
Hey guys, it's Scott. Just wanted to roll back out one of my very favorite interviews of all time, and that is with Kara Stein. Kara's a SamCart customer, is the owner of 17,000days.com, and she did something extraordinary with a very simple product and a very, very simple page. So make sure, check out this interview, take some notes. She's got some awesome stuff to share, and we'll catch you guys afterwards for a quick recap of the main points, and we'll see you in a little bit. Enjoy.
Let's imagine that you've been trying to start an online business for years, one that can make you money without taking too much of your time. That would be living the dream, right? And let's say that 12 months ago, you joined SamCart to launch your online business. You use our nearly done-for-you process for creating a simple ebook, and you set up one simple page using our Core 4 method that sells that ebook. Then you start promoting that page using one of our proven traffic generation strategies. And within 4 months, you've surpassed your entire previous year's income. Within 12 months, you've well exceeded the six-figure mark. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, this is an actual success story from one of SamCart's users, Kara Stein. A little over a year ago, Kara joined SamCart and got her hands on our famous one-page masterclass training that showed her exactly how to launch her own business from scratch. And 12 months later, she has completely transformed her entire online business and her life.
Hey guys, this is Scott from SamCart, and we are here live with Kara Stein. Kara, thank you so much for joining us today, and we are basically just going to talk with Kara about her experience with SamCart. So, Kara, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to give the short version, Kara, you joined SamCart a little bit over a year ago, and why don't you just tell people kind of what has happened in that first year?
Well, I'll tell you, I've actually been trying for years to have a business where I make money without having to work all the time and trade time for money.
Wouldn't that be great to make money without working? Wouldn't that be great?
Right?
Why can't that just happen? Why
well, that's actually my reality now. I mean, it's not 100% my reality, but it's very, very close. I released a $27 ebook just a couple weeks over a year ago now. And it also has a $47 upgrade that some people take. Maybe 40% of the people take that. And I make more money with that than I was making when I was doing client work. When I was working really, really hard and dealing with stuff and all of their whoa, change this and do that and everything. I made about half of what I've made in a year. But I forget, I think it was the first 4 months I made the equivalent in sales of my whole previous year's revenue. And so it was just this is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool. I'm still perpetually marveling at it because this is real. It's real. I'm just what, is that can that even be yes, it can. It is.
Give you a quick background. Kara joined our one-page masterclass. And so basically that whole course is designed to help people who either, if you're already selling something, great. If you haven't, to kind of talk about how to go and create something digital, something quick to get up and selling, and then basically to use SamCart to sell it on one single page. And that is exactly what Kara did. She took that to heart and started running with it.
Yeah, and I had tried to sell stuff before with really no success. So we got the number. It's $181,697.50.
And 50 cents. Awesome. Well, we got to give up for that 50 cents, but that is fantastic. Kara, congrats on all the hard work. That is super, super exciting.
I feel really I was 9/10 of the way there in a whole bunch of different areas. And just going through the one-page masterclass was oh, this is not quite right in this way. It's almost, but just not quite there. And so I changed a little bit there. And then the idea that you can, I had been thinking of advertising as an expense. People are always oh, what's your advertising budget? And I was you think of it as an expense if you look at it that way. But the perspective that I got from the one-page funnel class was hey, you can put in, a very small amount of advertising at the beginning, make some sales from it, take that money, reinvest it. You don't have to start with several $1,000s of advertising budget in order to kick this off. You can start with 100 or 200 or something and then have it pay for itself as it goes on. That was probably the biggest click that needed to happen in my mind. It was oh, advertising is good and you don't need like a giant bucket of money to start doing it. So I started running some ads, and my first ads totally bombed. I spent like $253 to make like $27 in sales or something like that. But then I made some new ads and I put those out, and some of those actually worked. And so I started making like 1.5 times return on ad spend. So it's like, okay, I send you $100, Facebook, you send me 150. I'll send you 150 tomorrow. You
Pretty good transaction. Yeah, I think so.
The math gets a little yucky after that, but it's all beautiful.
Right. Yeah. And would you say that there's any of that magic wrapped up in kind of that single page aspect of what SamCart does?
Definitely. Yeah, that helped it all crystallize for me. Like my offers in the past were all kind of like, here's a thing, it's really big, it does a lot of stuff, and like having it all have to fit on one page is like you have to pick a very clear outcome that people actually want. And so that was a big change for me. And just making it the simplest, smallest thing, that instead of trying to make a whole elaborate thing. And like, I'll tell you, like I've listened to a lot of marketing gurus and what have you, and they mostly say like, you can't do it this way. You can't send cold traffic and expect people to buy stuff. You can't make a living off a $27 ebook. Like, this is the thing that everybody says you can't do. And I'm fucking doing it, man. And I am so fucking happy about it. Like, this is the best thing ever. And like, I think that honestly, the shift from it has to be this whole thing where you make an email sequence and you do, you can spend weeks, and you can spend weeks and weeks, just hours and hours and hours putting together all this stuff. And then maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. Like in my experience, mostly it didn't.
Right.
And so then you've just wasted 2 months building a thing that made you very little money. Now what do you do?
Sure,
that's actually why I started working with clients, because I was just like, well, apparently I can't sell anything, so I need to like have people pay me to do something.
Right.
So for like 6 years or so, all of my money came from client work, because at least people were paying me to build stuff instead of building a whole elaborate launch structure and then getting $0.
Getting pupkissed from it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, because seriously, every now and then I fall back into my old habits. I'm like, oh, I need to launch something, so I'll make 10,000 things in a webinar and this and that. And then I'm like, that sounds like a pain in the butt. I do not want to do that. And then I'm like, it works, self. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's make another 1-page funnel. How about that? Because like, seriously, the other great thing about the simplicity is if it's not working, there's basically only 2 things to check. Either your ads suck or there's something wrong with your page.
There you go.
And so you see which one's performing less well, you fix it. And you don't have 10,000, oh, well, what happened with this email? What is my webinar provider? Like, maybe it's not, like, there's not a million things to try and diagnose, and there's not a million steps to lose people. That's the other thing. Somebody asked, well, you probably are hoping that actually this brings you clients on the back end. And I was like, well, so like unexpectedly to me, people had been writing as a result of my ads. Like I was not trying to get clients. I did not want clients.
Right.
But people had been writing to me as a result of my ads and being like, hey, will you market my book for me? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's actually not what I want. And I remember typing, no, actually, I'm hoping that people will just buy my stuff and I can retire. A bunch of people make the little laughing emoji, I was like, I am dead serious. It sounds like a joke, but it's real. And that is what I've done.
I love it. Well, that's super exciting. So yeah, really the last question we have, of course, is people who are watching this video are people who are going to be thinking about checking out SamCart. If you think about kind of upgrading their whole billing structure and things like that, some people are going to be simplifying. They're coming down from the other side and they're using big complex stuff now. What would you say to someone who is thinking about, okay, look, my sales are here. Should I consider using SamCart? Is it going to help me out? Is it going to help me get to the finish line faster? Is it going to help me simplify, those kind of things? But what would you say to someone who's in that mindset watching this video?
I would say it took me a week to build my little ebook and the order bump for it. And it took me, I want to say like 3 days to set up the initial page and then maybe another 3 days to revise it. And if you have any experience in this, I made a thing that has just made me $181,000 in less than 2 weeks. And it wasn't like hardly driving 2 weeks. It was just like, oh, I think I'll make a thing. Oh, I'll write some stuff. Oh, I'll put some thingies on a page. Oh, I'll make some ads. Oh, see what happens. Oh, people are buying it. You know, it was not like launch hell 2 weeks. It was like, casual 2 weeks.
Love it. Awesome. Well, Kara, super exciting. Awesome. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. That is like, huge hats off to you for everything you've done. Is there, if someone was interested in you and wanted to kind of find more out about you watching this video, where would you send them?
My main website is 17,000 days. So it's 1730-days.com. So a lot of people like to downgrade me to 1,700 days, which I do not appreciate. But yeah, you got to get the 3 zeros in there.
Awesome. Very cool. Awesome. Well, Kara-san, thank you so much. Again, congratulations. And we look forward to the introduction of our SamCart trophies that we're working on so that we can finally fulfill your request and get one sent, and you can put it on a shelf there behind you or something.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's just recap exactly what Kara had to tell us. Number one is that she went from services to products. So she went and figured, look, a service business is going to be all I ever need. It's going to be great. But what ended up happening is she ended up hating it. Okay. So she's able to take that expertise, turn it into a product that she could sell to an unlimited amount of customers, and completely changed her business because of it. Number two is the biggest thing is talking about Facebook advertising as not an expense, right? But as an investment, as something in which you are going to be able to, maybe if you have a great offer, right? Spend money on Facebook ads, make that money back right away, reinvest what you can right back into Facebook ads, and continue to grow the most important asset in your entire business, right? Your customer list. That is the biggest thing. And then the last one is just the simplicity of one page to showcase what you have, one page to excite your people and talk about what it is that they have and close the sale and offer awesome stuff like order bumps with Kara shared, which was a huge part of her growth. But one page, showcase, close the sale, maximize profits, all of that on one very simple page. But hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want to see more videos like this, more interviews with awesome customers, definitely be sure to check that out. And we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.